Hi folks, welcome to session number 9 of Electronic Music Reviews with Scott and Gray and me. For today, I'm the host of the show and my name is Judy. Well, dear friends of delicate sounds, I assume that everyone knows Jean Michel Jarre and his rather successful debut works. One of them, Equinoxe, was borrowed by someone as, let's say, inspirational template who has been very inspired by that French master. The project we are talking about is called Anima Infinity, and the artist behind it is dedicated to music with a strong focus on melody and harmony. The German Martin Floracks, because that's Anima Infinity's civil name, has created so far as a freelance producer with his company Produktiv-Musik a quite nice spectrum of albums which are somewhere between chillout and pop. He has released them among others on the German-French label Yeti Music and Neptune Media Limited. Some of his releases, and this is quite interesting for us as lovers of classical electronic music, have a strong affinity to the albums of the Frenchmen I just mentioned. We want to introduce one of these albums to you in more detail. It's called Molécule in French spelling and is 6 tracks, or more specifically 30 minutes long. The connoisseur of Jarre's album will quickly notice where the similarities between Anima's Molécule and Jarre's early work number 2 lie, because exactly that's the case. The reference is the album Equinoxe. Now, you could say, okay, somebody really borrowed a big piece of the cake and just put his name over it, but of course it's not that simple. You can find some typical compositional styles of Jarre in Anima's arrangement, some phrases in the bass here, some various arpeggios there, spatial effects, as well as Jarre's usual sound carpets with phaser modulation can easily be identified. Nevertheless, the sounds themselves are rather located in the here and now. Synthesis are used that didn't exist in the 70s, and also concerning the melodies themselves, there is an own handwriting here. Typical for Anima Infinity, the use of very stretched riffs over totally relaxed downbeats. So it's not surprising if a track starts like a part of Equinoxe but then transforms towards Café Del Mar at some point. One could get hysterically upset about the fact that somebody here produces an album in the manner of Jarre, orientates himself on his works. But let's be honest, haven't we often wished that the Frenchman would release another album that still lingers a bit in the old millennium and also reflects the melancholy of his works from the mid-70s? There have been some albums with exactly these approaches by Jarre, but never again another Oxygen or Equinoxe type one. Which doesn't mean his last albums would have failed, that's for sure not. But all this old school stuff, a little bit more fueling the fire of nostalgia of the old fans, that wouldn't have been impossible for the man who probably is the only one who can manage the real Jarre sound one-to-one. But so far we had to be content with hoping for it. Thus, it's even more pleasing that some artists have ventured into these worlds of sound. Often there are just remixes of Jarre's tracks that more or less match the zeitgeist of the original, but spinning new material just based on what Jarre has created back then, and at the end, even a whole album, that's rare. Alright, let's dive into the world of Anima Infinity, breathe a little bit of those Jarre-alike soundscapes with a pinch of Café Del Mar. Maybe Master Jean Michel will take an example from his musical apprentices, grab his very first equipment one last time, leave out all the digital magic boxes and bequeaths to us a really nice analog and truly vintage sounding concept album before his retirement in 30 years earliest. I've got a suggestion what it could be called. Molecules. But for now, have fun with Molecules from Anima Infinity. Links to the album, which is currently now available as a digital download, can be found in the description under the video. Alright dears, I say thanks for listening. If you liked this session, as always, write us something nice in the comments and check back next week on our channel. If you like, leave a thumbs up or press the subscribe button. You know, then we are pretty happy. Matt and Stephen will finally stop dancing on the table like idiots. And I'll check on Google whether Anima Infinity's label Yeti Music is really run by a Yeti. See you next time. Bye bye.